Watch out! This episode contains spoilers for Rise of the Beasts. This week, our month of Rise of the Beasts themed episodes concludes with a look at the high-flying Maximal who just made her big screen debut. These are the basics on Airazor. The original Airazor toy was first released in 1997, in the second year of the Beast Wars toy line. She was a heroic Maximal who transformed into a peregrine falcon. The toy wasn't designed with a specific gender in mind for the character, but it was decided to make Airazor female at the request of the showrunners of the Beast Wars cartoon, who wanted another female character for the show's cast. As seen in the cartoon, Airazor began life as an embryonic robot called a protoform, one of many held in stasis pods aboard the Maximal spaceship Axalon. Charged with pursuing a gang of evil Predacons back in time, the ship wound up crashing on prehistoric Earth, jettisoning its cache of stasis pods as it fell. Halfway through the show's first season, one pod fell from orbit and was severely damaged on impact, leaving the protoform within close to death. Maximal Science Officer Rhinox worked feverishly to repair it, and thanks to his efforts, the protoform came online as Airazor, who immediately repaid the favour by saving Rhinox from the Predacon Terrorzor. Airazor was a brave, capable, dry-witted bot whose flying skills earned her the role of the Maximal's aerial reconnaissance specialist. Her adventures in the series usually involved her teaming up with Cybertron. He was a loner who preferred living in the wild apart from his fellow Maximals, but Airazor gradually convinced him to relax his solitary instincts and spend more time with others, which eventually led to the pair falling in love. In 1998, a second toy of Airazor was released as part of the Transmetals range, which gave her a third transport mode, outfitting her falcon form with engines and pontoons akin to a seaplane. The figure holds the distinction of being the first ever Transformers toy designed to be a female character from the outset. Unfortunately, Airazor wasn't upgraded into this form in the cartoon. Instead, she was phased out of the series during its second season, when she and Cybertron were abducted by the mysterious aliens, the Vok, and disappeared into space. The pair returned after a fashion in the cartoon's third season in 1999, when the Vok extracted their sparks and fused their bodies together to create Tigerhawk, a winged tiger with the power to command the elements. Two Vok possessed this body and headed for Earth to punish Predacon leader Megatron for his attempts to alter history, but the aliens were forced out of Tigerhawk by Predacon scientist Tarantulas, allowing Airazor and Cybertron's sparks to fuse into one and retake control of the body. Reborn as a singular, composite being, Tigerhawk rejoined the Maximals. But only 2 episodes later, Megatron used the firepower of the Decepticon warship the Nemesis to destroy him. Tigerhawk's sudden death was because Hasbro had briefly decided to cancel the release of the Tigerhawk toy. They changed their minds, but by then it was too late to change the cartoon, and so the figure wound up coming out several months after the show had already killed off the character. But death wasn't the end of Airazor's story. Comic books from the official convention, Botcon, continued her tale, revealing that after Tigerhawk's destruction, the Vok had saved Airazor and Cybertron's sparks and resurrected them in new bodies. Restored to life in her Transmetal form, Airazor continued the aliens' mission to protect the time stream from the schemes of Tarantulas. In later years, several exclusive toys of Airazor were released through both the convention and its online collectors club, which reimagined the character with aircraft alternate modes. One in 2007, a retool and recolor of Transformers Energon Slugslinger, and another in 2016, recolored from Transformers Legends Slipstream. Stories released alongside these toys retconned Airazor's history, presenting her as having had a life on Cybertron before the Beast Wars. She was depicted as a Maximal peacekeeper named Wing Saber, whose body had been fatally damaged when she attempted to prevent Megatron leaving the planet, requiring her spark to be transferred into a new protoform, saving her life at the cost of all her memories, so as not to conflict with her portrayal in the cartoon. Another notably different take on Airazor's story was offered by the Japanese version of the Beast Wars cartoon. Famously, this goofy dub of the series changed Airazor's gender from female to male, and recast the character in the role of Tigatron's youthful ward, making their later romance the first instance of a gay relationship in Transformers media. However, this change of gender didn't carry over to the concurrently published Beast Wars manga, which presented an alternate version of the cartoon storyline in which Airazor was depicted as female and in which she underwent the upgrade into her Transmetal form. In later years, the dub's infamous gender swap even became the subject of some jokes in 2014's Transformers Legends comedy manga, which depicted Airazor as a male bot who wore women's clothing. Outside of the Beast Wars cartoon and its spin-offs, various other Transformers series have featured their own unique incarnations of Airazor, the first being introduced in Transformers Armada in 2003. A recolor of the Beast Wars Transmetal toy, Armada Airazor was a compassionate, professional, action-oriented Autobot. The Armada comic book told how she and several other beast Transformers were abducted and enslaved by the dark god Unicron, turned into his heralds, the Four Horsemen, with Airazor becoming Death. Other bots to bear the Airazor name, though, have had no real connection to the original character, instead merely reusing the name as a way for Hasbro to keep their trademark on it active. These have included a small but fierce Autobot fighter jet, who was a new member of the classic Combiner team, the Aerial Bots, replacing original member Slingshot because Hasbro actually had lost the trademark on his name, and a Decepticon Minicon from 2015's Robots in Disguise. This Airazor came packaged with his master, the mercenary Fracture, and transformed into a torpedo that attached to and launched from Fracture's body. He appeared alongside Fracture and his other Minicon servant Dive Bomb in the Robots in Disguise cartoon, battling Bumblebee's team of Autobots on Earth. It was also in 2015 that the original Airazor made a return to more mainstream media outside of Botcon and the Club, when she was introduced into IDW Publishing's comic books by writer Mairgrid Scott, who had been a fan of the character since childhood. In IDW's universe, Airazor and Tigatron were reinterpreted as inhabitants of a long-lost Cybertronian colony on the planet Eucharis, a jungle world of beast transformers divided into rival tribes. The pair had to leave their tribes to be together, their forbidden love making them outcasts among their people. But when Cybertron re-established contact with the planet, this tribeless status led to them being chosen to serve as Eucharis's politically unbiased representatives on the Interplanetary Council of Worlds. In celebration of the 25th anniversary of Beast Wars, a new toy of Airazor was released in 2021's Kingdom toy line, based on her original cartoon design. The toy earned Airazor a role in the tie-in Netflix animated series, an alternate take on the Beast Wars story that saw the Maximals team up with the Autobots to search prehistoric Earth for the life-giving Allspark. Airazor played a key part in the series, helping to convince the doubting Predacon Dinobot to turn against Megatron. Also as part of the anniversary celebrations, IDW launched a new Beast Wars comic book, telling a reimagined version of the original cartoon storyline. In this take on her story, Airazor was one of several Transformers whose protoforms were stolen and experimented on by the Vok before they came online, turning them into the aliens' loyal servants. Most recently, Airazor made her live-action debut in the 2023 movie Rise of the Beasts, voiced by Academy Award-winning actress Michelle Yeoh. The movie reinvented Airazor and the Maximals as an advanced race of Transformers from a Cybertronian colony on another planet, who were forced to flee to ancient Earth when their world was destroyed by Unicron. When Unicron's heralds, the Terrorcons, tracked them to Earth in 1994, Airazor emerged from hiding to join forces with the Autobots and convince the other Maximals to work with them against their enemies. Sadly, during the conflict, Terrorcon leader Scourge corrupted Airazor with Unicron's dark energy, turning her against her friends. In the name of protecting the Earth, Airazor fought Scourge's control just long enough to make the ultimate sacrifice and allow Optimus Primal to destroy her. Significantly, Airazor never transformed to robot mode in the film, but hopefully her new movie stardom will inspire more new appearances where she'll get the chance to shake her tail feathers in bot mode. Whether it's TV, comics, or the big screen, Airazor stoops to conquer them all. And those are the basics on Airazor. I hope you've enjoyed this Rise of the Beasts theme month. If so, I've got over 200 more videos about Transformers history and lore, so subscribe and check them out. Plus, supporting the show on Patreon gets you early access to new episodes.